Everybody. Good morning out there from your friends up here. It's good to be out here another day in the park, another lovely day. Normally I'd say take a nice deep breath. You might want to just cautiously breathe through your nose, let that air get filtered out. No, but it's so good to be out together. My name's Chris, and this cruise is called Fabric, if you missed the flags. We're gonna start making some music, and I'll try to give you a couple cues to sing along, and as always, just do what feels right for you. Glad to be in it together. This first one is, maybe it just speaks to that, actually, just like bring your whole self. We're going to be talking about that a little bit today. It's not a mistake. It's all good. This one's called All of Me Is Here. It's by a guy named Derek Webb. Thanks. Thanks so much. How about a little Noah and the Whale for those religious folks? That was a joke. Sorry. All right, this is a tune called Give a Little Love. And let's see. Easy line to remember here. If you give a little love, you can get a little love of your own, okay? When we get to it, those are the words. You got this, I promise. I'll cue you. All right. Will not come till I breathe all the air out my lungs, till my final tune is sung. Life is fleeting, yeah, but all is good, and my love is my whole being, and I've shared what I could. Give a little love, you can get a little love of your own. Don't break his heart. If you give a little love, you can get a little love of your own. Don't break his heart. Is bigger than the earth, and though life is what gave it love first, life is not all that it's worth, 'cause life is fleeting, yeah, but I love you, and my love surrounds you like an ether in everything that you do. Give a little love, you can get a little love of your own. Don't break his heart. You sing that? Give a little love, you can get a little love of your own. Don't break his heart. If you give a little love, you can get a little love of your own. Don't break his heart. Get a little love of your own. Don't break his heart. Do what you love, I will always be the sun and moon for you, and you share with your heart, yeah, you give with your heart, what you hear with the world is what it keeps of you. All right, well, once again, my name is Chris. This is Fabric. Glad you're here. I always feel thankful to be out in the park. Yeah, feel that gratitude. I encourage you to just let yourself be in your body. Feel the breeze, the sun, the shade. Notice the people around you. Kind of let yourself feel here and safe. And yeah, as always, we kind of have this weird. I don't know. I feel a strange sense sometimes holding gatherings here, just remembering that this is land that is and was the homeland of indigenous peoples who took good care of it, and yeah, I feel like a little bit inspired to take good care of it myself when I'm down here. So just to name that too, encourage you to remember those bits of history and wonder at your part in it. This is an Audio Slave tune. We're going to start there. And as is the theme, you know, this is simply called Be Yourself. Salvation in everyone, other only pain. Someone tries to hide himself, down inside himself he prays. Someone swears his true love until the end of time. Another runs away, separate or united, guilty or insane. Thank you.
Well, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Making my way up here. Thanks for the great music, Chris and crew. Gosh, just like Chris said, I love being here at the Falls and community, hearing the birds singing and seeing the kids drawing chalk and hearing their laughs. And being here together with all of you. All of these elements help me tap into joy, and I hope for you too. So thanks so much for being a part of it with us this morning. I'm Erin, and we are Fabric, where we come together to pause and connect on stuff that matters. Sure, we can all connect with stuff by, throwing our earbuds in our ears and listening to a podcast while doing 5 other things, or sitting alone and scrolling. But it's the unpacking it together in community that is a highlight of my week and has been a grounded part of my life for many years now. And I hope it's so great to see all of you here as well. It's the kindness and the depth and the realness of the people of this community. All those elements combined is what makes us church for the rest of us, and I'm grateful for that. So we are here most Sundays in the summer here at Minnehaha Falls, and then through Labor Day. After Labor Day, we will go back to our regular meeting place at Field School in the Kingfield neighborhood over by the freeway to the west of here. And you can find out more about us on our website, which you can kind of see back there on the banner. It's fabricmpls.com if you're new to us. Also, hopefully you got a Sunday paper back at the welcome tent back there when you came in. Otherwise, feel free to get up and move around. I see Rachel with some Sunday papers back there, and feel free to go grab one if you'd like. That's a great place to get more information. The wind's blowing my things away here, but if you open it, a couple of things I want to bring your attention to today. First of all, we will be here next Sunday, the 20th. It's also the Minnehaha Falls Art Fair, which is one of the subjective, but best art fairs in the state. And we will be hosting, our very own Chris Tripolino will be hosting an open mic with our friend Ellis Delaney, who's been with us several times before. So they'll be hosting here and singing on stage as well. That starts a little earlier than usual at 10 a.m., so we hope you can come on through for that. And then jumping a few weeks ahead, you'll see this in your Sunday paper too. We will not be here on August 10th. There's another event going on here, but we will be doing the second annual Goose Chase Scavenger Hunt, which was a riot last year. So there's a QR code right there in the Sunday paper you can scan with your phone to find out more. And now is the time to start bringing a team together, or let us know if you're interested in joining a team. Also in your Sunday paper was your communication card. You're all invited and encouraged to fill that out. Whatever is on your heart this morning, or if you have questions or anything you'd like to know, let us know. We'll be putting those in the brown bags later on when we pass those around. And again, there's cold brew coffee at the welcome tent. If you want to know more, that's a great place to stop as well. So again, welcome. Whatever brought you here this morning, maybe it was even just the music that caught your ear. We're happy to see you. And all of you on the live stream too, hello. The sound and experience we found is best in the middle here, so feel free to move if you need to hear things a little bit better. And now kids, especially kids ages 2 to 6, you get to be part of nature camp this morning if you'd like to, so you can, with Jen, so you can come with your grown-ups over here to check in there. And older kids can see Heidi. There's Heidi. Awesome. She's got some fun things for you. And everyone else, I invite you to kind of stand up, stretch your legs out, mingle around a little bit, maybe find somebody you didn't come with or that you don't know, say hello, and if you need something to talk about, maybe share what a highlight of your summer has been so far. Thanks.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. As your conversations come to a close, I'll invite you back into the large group here. It is good to be together out here. There's a chorus of birds right behind me, so I'll try to talk over them. They were here first, after all. Here you go. Well, good morning. I'm Ian. I'm the pastor around Fabric. I use pronouns like he and him, and just am so delighted to be with you all today. We're starting this series in week 2 of this series that we're calling Practice Makes Progress. Yeah, I have to remind myself every time I say it because perfect wants to come out. Practice makes perfect, but it's practice makes progress. Is the thing we're doing. We're letting go of the myth of perfection and leaning into sort of the squishy, sacred mess of showing up and trying stuff and messing up because last week we talked about this myth of perfection and how growth starts not with getting it right, but actually just trying things and messing up and learning. And that's really where growth happens. And so today, this week, we're going to ask some questions around things like, what does it mean to practice bringing all of who we are? All of who we are, the identities that we hold, our contradictions that live in our bodies and in our being and in our behaviors even. What does it mean to bring things like our history, the things we've experienced, and our hope for the future into this journey of becoming who we are? And so I'm going to invite you to actually take your Sunday paper. There's a notes section on the back, and I'm going to give you a phrase that I'm going to come back to a few times, and I'm going to come back to many times throughout my life, and it's this. I'm going to invite you to write it down if you've got a pen handy. What we practice, we become. What we practice, we become. So we're going to start with a question that I want you to think about a little bit for yourself. How do you see yourself? What roles or identities do you carry? Another question, what tapes play over and over in your mind about who you are or who you are not? Things like, I am a leader, or I am effective at what I do. Or maybe, I'm not yet a real adult. Or, I'm a helper. Or, I'm too broken to do X, Y, and Z. Or, I'm the funny one in the group, right? Or, I'm never enough. I'm not enough. What are the tapes that kind of play in your mind over and over and over throughout your life? For me, I have a long history, a long relationship with imposter syndrome. Like every week, I have to come up in front of people and talk, and every week, about 6 seconds before I do, I have to remind myself, I have something to say, and I hope somebody needs to hear it. I have a long and checkered history with imposter syndrome. I remember there's this moment, I guess it was November of 2018. Our firstborn son was born. And, you know, this experience is otherworldly, right? Like a new person exists and came out of somebody you love. Like there's a whole lot going on in that moment. And after the birth, they put us in, it was at M Health Fairview's Children's Hospital over by Augsburg. in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood, and they put you in this suite. It's like the fanciest hotel. There's a remote control, and you can change the color of the lights in the room. It's like the nicest hotel you've ever been to. And then a nurse who's professionally trained to like take care of little teeny humans comes in every 5 seconds, and they do things for you. They're checking on the well-being of your kid. They're checking on the well-being of you. They're checking in and making sure you're eating and drinking water and teaching you all sorts of things. Here's how to swaddle a baby. Have you ever changed a diaper? No? Okay, here you go. Like, they're doing all this stuff for you, and then about 2 days later for us, they used this phrase that stopped me in my tracks. It was, "We are going to discharge you." So, Ian, you're going to go down to the parking ramp and try to remember where you parked, and you're going to bring the car up to the turnaround in front of the building, and we're going to roll Rachel and Raleigh down there, and you're going to go. Now, this day, it was icy and snowing, and I remember going down to the heated parking lot and looking in the back seat and seeing a car seat. Never seen that before. And then we do the whole thing, and they teach us how to latch the thing in there so he's not flying around in the back seat. And then they said, "Okay, go ahead." And I remember thinking, are you kidding me? I am not qualified. Yeah, licensed to drive. I am not qualified for this moment. First of all, driving with a fresh human in my back seat during a snowstorm. No. Second of all, being a parent. We've had nurses doing this with us for the first couple days. I am not qualified for this work, right? I see a baby over here. It's a terrifying prospect, but I remember before Rachel and Raleigh were rolled down to the front, or walked down to the front, and I remember having to say to myself, "Okay," grab the wheel and go, "I am a dad." And my voice is shaking, and I'm going, I'm not qualified for this, but here I am now a dad. I had to say it out loud. I had to say it so that I might start to believe it. I had to say it so that I could drive from that parking lot back home and then continue to improvise for the next forever. It was about, I needed to claim it to be brave. I had to say it out loud, and I have had to say that over and over and over the last 6.5 years to start to believe it and remind myself that I am, even when I'm not nailing it. I am his dad. I am capable of doing this, even though I'm improvising 93.8% of the time. It's not about claiming an identity to impress or to perform. It's about being honest with where you are and where you want to grow. And so that question, how do you see yourself? What roles or identities do you carry? What tapes still play in your head about who you are or who you aren't is important. I also want to introduce this idea also of unbecoming, of recognizing some of those things that you might believe about yourself that are no longer true or are no longer serving us, right? There's a lot of these things that I have had to unbecome, unlearn as part of my own journey and transformation. Because sometimes I think to become, we must also release outdated or false identities. There's also a danger in some of this too, that we often stay in kind of a fandom or a critic mode. We like the idea of being whole or generous or brave. We like the idea from like looking at it from afar. We like the idea of that sort of idealized identity or role that we want to have, but we stay kind of a fan of it without actually getting in the ring, right? Without taking a step toward it. And that's kind of a dangerous place to be too, because we don't then practice it. And again, what we practice, we become. I'm really good at trying to think my way into becoming, but you can't think your way into becoming. You have to practice your way there. So there's this passage I want to read from the Gospel of Mark in the Bible. It's the life and times of Jesus in this part of the Bible. And he was sitting at a temple with his followers, and they're just kind of sitting maybe like this. And they're taking, in that part of the gathering they're taking an offering. And people are coming forward to give their offering, their financial gifts, whatever, to sustain this community. And as they're doing that, Jesus was looking around and noticing who's coming up and what's their sort of posture about what they bring of their resources. And it says that he was watching people put in their gifts and noticed that many rich people were giving a lot of money. But then finally, a poor widow came up and put 2 coins that were worth only a few pennies into that offering box. And Jesus told his disciples to come near. And then he said, "I tell you this, that poor widow has put in more than all the others. Everyone else gave what they didn't need, but she is very poor and gave everything she had. And now she doesn't have a cent to live on." Now, he doesn't praise her here for her quantity, like what the dollar amount, right, that she gives. He doesn't praise her for optics or for perfection by any means, but he honors her wholehearted offering. I wanted to share this story. I read this for you, not because having nothing to do with like finances actually, and nothing about financial guilt or anything about that, but just to say that really what he's affirming is that it's all about bringing all of yourself, even and especially when it might feel like it's not enough. When I only have a little bit to give, right? I am overwhelmed in my life. I don't know what I'm doing, but showing up and trying and bringing all of who you are, even in a moment where it feels like all of who you are isn't enough. That's beautiful. That's the beauty. Her practice, this woman's practice of showing up fully, forms her, but it also teaches us. It's not about what you have, it's what you bring of yourself. It's who you are, all of who you are. And so, I think, too, for us, there are all sorts of spiritual practices, relational practices. There's a lot of different practices that we bring in. Things like generosity, the work we do in listening, active listening to others to understand, not just to respond. Work we do to make sure that all people feel, welcome and celebrated in all of who they are in our presence, whether it's anti-racism or learning about new cultures, new people, if it's whatever that is, showing up in community. All these practices really aren't about looking good or doing it right. It's about becoming. It's about imagining a world that maybe is a little bit better than what we have right now, and taking steps, showing up to make that a reality, to materialize it in our midst. I talked a little bit earlier about the idea of fandom. Like it's easy for us to watch something from afar and appreciate it and want it, but not really do anything with it, right? Like I'm a Timberwolves fan. You may have picked up if you've been around me for 10 seconds. I'm usually wearing a Timberwolves hat, especially if there's any threat of sun. And but so it's one thing, like in my fandom of this team, I could wear a hat every day. I could wear the jersey. I could buy all the gear. I could go to games. I could cheer for the team. I could all the things, right? But how often am I playing basketball? I love the game. I'm hardly ever playing basketball. There's a difference between being a fan and doing the thing. And I think it's the same with life. Like, we're not invited to be spectators of justice or love or healthy relationships or anything like that. We're invited to practice these things, because what we practice, we become. What we practice is made material in the world. These practices shape not just how we act, but who we are becoming and what kind of community we're creating. There's an unhelpful thing that we can do in this process of becoming too. As we think about practices, it's not just about like the future-oriented, healthy practices, right? The vision of the world we want, but also there are things like those tapes that we play in our head, those broken records about ourselves that we can get trapped by. And those unhelpful things are also unconscious practices. Like everything we do is a practice. Everything we think is a practice. Like things like I always mess it up. Like I'm not even going to do something because I always mess it up. I don't want to get involved or put myself out there. That feels a little too vulnerable. Or I'm too much. Maybe you've heard that before about yourself, that you're just too much. And those kind of things get stuck in our bodies, in our minds, right? I'm good at this, I'm not good at that. Whatever it is. Those are practices that we engage in, whether we are aware of them or not. I remember as a kid at the dinner table, usually, if me or my sister would say things like some of those things, those over and over, those things that we thought about ourselves. I'm not good at X, Y, and Z, or so-and-so's better than me, or whatever it is. My dad, who is here, would interrupt that thought and say, do you remember? What was it? That's self-talk, and that's not healthy. Interrupt the thought, and that can be a really helpful thing to have a phrase like that. That's self-talk, and that's not healthy, right? It can be really helpful to be aware that those things that we might think are true about ourselves because we've practiced thinking them and believing them, those things don't necessarily have truth. What would it look like to practice wholehearted compassion for ourselves and for others? What would it look like to practice wholehearted honesty with ourselves and with others? What would it look like to practice wholehearted courage? Which the courageous thing might be recognizing that those things, those repeated thoughts, those broken records and old tapes are just that. They're broken records and old tapes. What we practice, we become. I want to get this in our bodies just a little bit because it's easy just to sit here and talk and talk and talk. And if you're anything like me, I tune out. So I'm actually going to invite you to play a bit of a competitive group activity with me, okay? It's called Count to 6. Can you count to 6? Yep. Great. Fantastic. So I'm going to invite you, if you would like, to get up and find a group of 4 to 7 people, at the very most, 4 to 7. Okay? So go ahead and stand up. I'll give you instructions once you're kind of clustered together, okay? All right. Excellent. I'm seeing groups coming together. 4 at the least, 7 at the most. Raise your hand if you've got room for 1, 2, or 3 more people. All right, if you see hands up, go for it. Grab a group. Okay. If you have more than 7, that's fine. But this is a competition, and it might be a little more challenging if you have more than 7. So go ahead and get together. There are going to be there's a prize, okay, for the winner, for the winning group. There is a prize. So for those of you who are competitive in spirit, this is your moment. All right. So what we're going to do is count to 6. So here's what we're going to do. with your right hand, you're going to count to 6 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you see the pattern? It's up, down, up, down, up, down. All right? Practice it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Then with your other hand, leave that other hand alone, you're going to go like this. 1, up, 2 to the side, 3, down, 4, up, 5 to the side, 6, down. You're making a triangle, okay? So that's what you're going to do. Let's practice it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You all are good. Many of you are good. I saw some confusion already. Now, this is the real can you walk and chew gum moment at the same time. This is where we're going to put them together. So it looks something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good. I practiced all week. I'm ahead of you. I practiced on my way here. No hands on the wheel. Don't tell anybody. So what you're going to do is, as a group, you're going to count to 6 out loud together while doing both at the same time, okay? Look how good I am. Ha ha! Okay, you're going to do that. And the first group to have everybody get it, actions and counting, is going to come up here and get in the yellow box of success. And we're going to cheer for you and give you a prize. So, here we go. Groups, are you ready? Okay, on your mark, get set, count to 6. Okay, run up here to the success box if you get it. Or at least part of your group, come up. Oh! Hey, we have a winner! We don't all fit in here to do this. Okay, yeah, we want to. Okay, now we want to see.
You know what? Practice makes progress.
We want to see how you did it. All right, are you ready? Show us how you did. Will you grab maybe grandma or grandpa? Yes! Practice makes progress! Yay! Okay, you get to choose a treat for doing that trick. Yeah. Great. Excellent. Okay, so now that team claims they got it. We'll take their word on it, okay? We nailed it! You got it! Okay, but here's my question for the rest of you. What was that like? It was hard? Yeah? It was hard? Yeah? Frustrating. Did any of you kind of confront your own limitations, like patting your head, rubbing your stomach, whatever? That's always been a difficult one for me too. Or maybe if you were the person in the group who got it right away, but others were making mistakes, wouldn't it just be easier to be a group of one, right? Yeah, that's true too. Did any of you have a feeling of wanting to hold back or feel a little inadequate for the task? Or doing something so ridiculous with people you've never met? Scary? Yeah? That's how I am. I'm up here. I didn't have to do it. But, show of hands, did you at least have a little fun? Did you get to giggle a little bit? Yeah? All right. So, good news. Everybody gets a prize. We brought one for everybody. Because if you had a little fun, that's good. That's a good thing. Heidi, are you going to pass those treats out? Fantastic. Heidi's coming around with a big bucket of nerds. What? Not you, Chris. This may have been kind of a simple activity, kind of a silly thing to do, right? But I think that there's something valuable in it for our lives too, right? That like just doing the thing and having fun with it, bringing something of who you are, even if you felt like you wanted to hold back a little bit, That's valuable, right? Just doing a thing and showing up for it and being a wholehearted, bringing yourself, that is such a valuable thing. And so again, I'm going to ask you in a larger way, not related to the counting to 6 that I'm actively releasing from my body. What identity are you clinging to that might be outdated or no longer true? What thing might you be clinging to that is outdated or no longer serving you? What story about yourself needs to be retired or rewritten? What small, honest offering of yourself could you make in your families, in your places of work, your friend groups, your neighborhood this week? Maybe it's a moment of listening to somebody instead of reacting. Maybe it's an apology, taking that brave step and making an apology to somebody, or even with yourself, offering yourself some forgiveness for something that you are sticking with, that's kind of stuck in your psyche about yourself. Maybe it's just taking a pause to breathe when you feel overwhelmed at the state of the world in your personal life. These are the practices that shape the world. These are the practices that shape you. And what we practice, we become. So I'm going to offer a moment to just breathe. It's kind of a cycle breath prayer almost. So we're going to breathe in for 3 seconds, hold it for 3 seconds, release for 3, and hold it for 3. And on the inhale, I want you to hear this. I bring what I have. And on the exhale, it is enough. So breathe with me in for 3. I bring what I have. Hold it. Exhale. It is enough. Inhale. I bring what I have. Exhale. It is enough. Inhale. I bring what I have. Exhale. It is enough. May it be so. As the band comes back up and gets ready to rock our socks off, we're going to pass the offering bags that are in your seat. So if you've written out a communication card, you can pop them in the brown bags that are coming around. We also are a self-sustaining community, so if you feel so inclined to make a financial gift to support Fabric, we'd be grateful for that too, but don't expect that if you're new and just kind of checking this out. And then after those bags come around, and you've put your communication card in there, I'm going to invite you actually to come up here. We've got chalk on the ground, we've got chalk up here on the table, and having thought and been asked a few times about what identity you might be clinging to or what story might be repeating in yourself that might be outdated or no longer serving you, I'm going to invite you to come up here while the music plays to grab a piece of chalk and either write on the pavement like a word, a phrase, draw a little picture. It could be on the sidewalk, it could be anywhere, that represents the thing that you want to, the practice that you want to try this week in giving up a story, rewriting, retiring, or trying something new. So I'm going to have you do that in just a moment when the music plays and after those bags go around. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having this moment of honest reflection with me.
Well, this is a song that I wrote for us together. It's called Come As You Are. Feels like like that can be kind of a tired old phrase, or like in this context, maybe like, well, yeah, but do you really mean it? Do you really want that? You want me to bring all of it? And at the end, you'll hear me say, it's enough. Just like Ian just said, it's enough. So bring it all. This is called Come As You Are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Stuck in a rut of my own creation, like a wheel in the mud, with each and every rotation, spiraling, gaining steam, with the layers of isolation. Quiet yourself to know. Quiet yourself to know. The words in my head, like echoes in a cave. Back again, my persistent companion. Quiet yourself to know. Quiet yourself to know. Come as you are, come as you are, come as you are. Quiet yourself to know. Come as you are. Quiet yourself to know. Come as you are. Quiet yourself to know. It's enough. Come as you are. Quiet yourself to know. It's enough. Yeah, thanks.
All right. So as we wrap up our time together, I want to just pull these cards out that only the kids are going to recognize. These are the Do Something Brave Today cards that our older kids at least have. And it asks the question on the back, how will you practice? And then each one of these little cards that they have has something like face a fear. How will you practice facing a fear? Or trying something new, or ask for help. So I'm going to ask, I've got this mic here. Have any kids filled one out? Would you let us know how will you practice? Do you want to let us know how you're going to practice? Which one did you pick?
I did do what's right, and I said stand up for people, be respectful, and be responsible for what you've done.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. That's a great way to practice. Any other kids? Lenny, did you do one? Which one did you fill out?
Stay in the front.
Face a fear. How will you face a fear this week?
This one. Say that one.
Myself on.
Cheer myself on. I love that. Thank you, Lenny. Any others? Does anybody else want to share? That's okay. On your drive home, maybe it's something you can talk about as a family too. So with that, thank you for being here. Thanks for practicing toward progress, not perfection. Thanks for weaving good fabric. Let's go out there in the world and do this together. Take some risks. Be brave. Do the darn thing. Thanks for being here.